Today, I'm back with 5 more sewing YouTube channels that I think you should follow. And stay tuned to the end to see a channel with a host with a really inspiring story that you won't want to miss. Our first channel is SewDIY, which is hosted by Beth. And if you like sewing channels that are hosted by somebody with a really creative, helpful, and inspiring personality, then you will love SewDIY. So Beth's a sewing pattern designer, and she's also a blogger, and she's got over 25 years of sewing experience. And she's just such a lovely person on top of that. You'll find tutorials, sewing tips, and project vlogs on her channel. We love Beth because while you'll find lots of resources for sewing clothing, she also has some really fun sewing tutorials for other projects like quilted house slippers, improv quilts, which is something I really think is fun to watch, and a really cute catnip toy for your cat. Next up, we have The Closet Historian. And if you want to take a really deep dive into pattern making and you have a taste for anything that's vintage or Victorian or a little bit goth, then you're going to quickly subscribe to this YouTube channel because she's got all those things. So The Closet Historian is hosted by Bianca, and she makes videos on pattern drafting, on sewing, on vintage fashion, on crafting, and on costuming. So you'll find detailed information for drafting your own patterns. You'll also find tours of her retro shoe collection and tips for wearing vintage, which is really fun. So her videos are really beautiful and her makeup is always on point. So give her a follow at The Closet Historian. Next up, number 3, we have JessDang. And if you want to get lost in project vlogs, then you will love Jess's channel. So Jess is the maker behind JessDang, and she shares all of her DIY projects on her channel. She has a real love for DIY, and her goal is to show her process in a very simple but pretty way. So you could scroll for hours to see all of her projects, from dresses she wears every day to special occasion projects and even thrift flips, which are also really fun to watch. So subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. That's JessDang. Next up, we have Cherie Thomas. So if you like fabric hauls, Ankara fabric, and inspiring project vlogs, then you should follow Cherie Thomas. So she created a YouTube channel to document her passion for sewing, and she recently launched a new series called Elevate with Ankara. So she sews up patterns in Ankara fabric, and she shares all the details about the fabric and how the pattern turned out, so you can see them there. And you'll even find a video on the Seamwork Madu top made in Ankara fabric, which is really, really lovely. I always love seeing videos of your Seamwork projects, by the way, so keep them coming. It is just so inspiring to see what you all are making with Seamwork patterns. And our last channel, and one you should definitely follow, is CorneliusQuiring. If you want clear, well-edited, and extremely approachable tutorials and techniques, you should definitely follow Cornelius. So you've probably already seen his super fun short videos on social media, but if you haven't made it to his YouTube channel yet, you should go there right away. Plus, Cornelius has a really inspiring sewing story, I think. You can read about it on his website, but when he was little, he suffered injuries after an accident on a farm. And because of that accident, the muscles on the right side of his body never fully developed. So he sewed a glove to help with mobility in his hands, and that's when he began a really inspiring journey to sew clothes that were uniquely tailored to fit his body. You'll find so much incredible information on this channel. There are expert tutorials for details like double welt pockets alongside project vlogs, and just a bunch of other craft projects. This channel is perfect if you want to escape into a really creative space, and it's just so fun to watch. And those are the channels that I'm watching right now. Are you subscribed to any of them? And do you have any YouTube channels that I should watch that haven't been mentioned yet? Comment below and let us know, and we might feature it in a future video.